I thought at least the Chiefs in this game played better offensively in the second half. And I thought the defense played. I mean, hell, I don't care who you're playing. The Giants scored 37 points last week.
Right. Yeah.
Held them to 9. Okay. And you hold Malik Neighbors to 13 yards. That's a hell of a job. And they did that.
That football show here on KC Sports Network. Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame, fresh off of a Kansas City Chiefs Sunday night football victory. They get in the win column for the first time in 2025 and the win column for the first time ever when playing the New York Giants on the road, which we unearthed on the last That Football Show. Matt, as I mentioned, it is midnight 03 when we're recording this podcast. How are you doing? How are things?
I mean, it's better than if we had to talk about them losing to Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great perspective.
Yeah, for both of us, this is the second show we're doing tonight. I'm fine. It was a very interesting day of football. The 1 o'clock hour was insane,
crazy.
And then the 4 o'clock hour is kind of whatever. But look, the Chiefs, they get credit for winning that football game. And they're going to take it, and we're going to unpack it. I don't know what to do with a lot of that football game, but they won it, and I think defensively they played very well. Offensively, there's a lot to be desired. I also will tease this by saying we conclusively saw the single worst rep from a Chiefs player I've ever seen in my life.
You're talking about the Isaiah Pacheco one where he ran the route backwards, I assume?
I might be. Might have to hang out for the show, but yeah,
wouldn't it be funny if you were talking about a different rep and then we could be like, oh yeah, there was actually 2 of them that you were. Which Isaiah Pacheco rep were you talking about? Actually,
I'm not going to defend Mahomes because I don't know what the hell he was doing on that play either.
Yeah,
Pacheco was running that route like he saw the one end zone and thought that he had a shot at glory, and didn't realize it was backward. I have no idea what the hell he was doing. That is one of the worst reps I've ever seen in the NFL. In any situation, for any position, but they, despite their best efforts on offense in the second half or the first half of that game, really second quarter, they won. They did. And won by multiple scores. So, take that to the bank. That's also, I think, that's a combination of the Giants are horrendous.
Yes.
And the Chiefs, even when, by our standards, they're horrendous, are still good enough to beat, 2/3 of the league most days. So, I think that's my general overwhelming takeaway.
I talked about this on the Postgame show that we did on KC Sports Circle Live right after the game. And I know you and I talked about this a little bit, too, heading into the game. If we're just you know what? Just win the football game. We don't care how it looks. Just win the football game. And then that first half came to an end, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I do care about how this looks. Maybe I do care how this game looks. I need them to look like a legitimate football team for them to win this football game. Patrick Mahomes did play really well in the second half. His second half numbers, he figured it out. He turned it on. I do think there were some things that they figured out schematically a little bit in the second half offensively. Yeah, but boy, another takeaway for me, Matt, is as I was poor pitiful me, right, of just the Chiefs barely squeaking out another win, a 2-score victory that felt like it was a nail biter, right? This was a 2-score victory with the other team not having a kicker. Also, by the way, which also made this game so much weirder. And the one time they did use their kicker, he was like, nope, that was that hurt my leg. And then their punter kicked it straight into the back of their the blockers. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was Cochran blocked that kick without even leaving the ground. He was just running and put his arm up.
It looked like, in high school football when you see all right, who can kick? Who thinks they can kick? That's what it looked like. And it looked like the kick just went straight into the back of the line.
Had that not have been blocked, that ball would have been in the corner of the end zone.
Right. It was not going to be a good kick either.
No.
Yeah.
That entire first half, specifically for the offenses, it's like that song, Hello, darkness, my old friend. Like that's what, and like it's like that with like combined with the gif of like Ben Affleck just staring into space.
Yeah.
Like that's what I felt like for 30 minutes. I actually went out of my house for the 10 minutes during halftime and did a Twitter space. And someone was like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. I don't like. There's no analyst on earth who could properly summarize what we're seeing. Tarico at one point in the game was like, "This has been an ugly half of football."
Yeah.
Like, it was just like a shame that they were broadcasting the game.
Right.
It was so bad. And then you got Butker who like suddenly can't kick.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what his deal is. He almost missed one field goal. Then he does miss a 40-yard field goal. Then he shanks an extra point. It's like, you know that the uprights, you got it like, in between those still. I mean, hard to get on him for what a great career he's had. And then there's this weirdness, like Kelce's getting screamed at by Andy on the sideline. I'm not quite sure why. I think Andy was basically telling him like, get your ass in gear.
Yeah.
And maybe trying to tell the whole team by saying that to
Right.
Kelce. I don't know. We don't have to spend a ton of time on it because there's a lot of other stuff to spend time on. But look, Kelce was, Kelce had 26 yards and 7 targets.
Yeah. So,
I mean, he is. Look, I'm pretty confident saying at this point that he's done.
Yeah.
He might have a game or two this year where he has 100 yards or something. Like, I'm not saying he can't do that, but he's pretty much done. Yeah. I think that's pretty. Like, he's gonna have like, I don't know, he's 134 yards right now. So you extrapolate that out, and you're looking at 759 yards. That feels about right.
That does. Yeah, I think it does.
Which, like, for a tight end, is still like probably top 6 in the NFL. But like, compared to what he was, it's like watching a car go down the highway, like a Lamborghini go down the highway, and then the engine block falls out.
Right.
That's kind of what this. I mean, it's just. It's not ideal football, but they won.
They 22-9.
Defense kicked the shit out of the Giants for 4 solid quarters. Other than Cam Scattlebo, who was about to be like a folk hero of like Collinsworth was ready to go out of the booth and just like swan dive down to try to hug him. Like, I mean, Collinsworth was so, and I like Chris Collinsworth, so I'm saying somewhat tongue in cheek, but like he was so excited for Cam Scattlebo. He's like, oh. 15-yard run. You know how much that game had to suck for them to be really excited about a guy who rushed for 60 yards. Like, that's what
somebody finished with
for most of the game.
I didn't know it was only 60 that he finished with.
60 yards. He did nothing. I mean, I should think no. He ran for 60 yards. Like, I mean, he was fine, but like it wasn't like he basically was like slightly better Isaiah Pacheco. And NBC was like, this guy's a folk hero. He's a legend. And it was like, that was the only thing NBC had to talk about for the first half of the game.
Yes.
And then, like, Tyquan Thornton became the hero of the game. It was like, those two guys are the story of a Sunday Night Football game. That's all you need to know about Chiefs Giants.
Crazy. Andy Reid on the scuffle with Travis Kelce on the sideline, he said, quote, he's a passionate guy, and I love that part. I've been through it. A lot of things with him. That's all part of it. I love that he loves to play the game, is what he said afterwards. It was a little shades of in the Super Bowl where Travis kind of got into Andy that one time, and then they kind of kicked it into gear because, like, after that, I think somebody tweeted out like their EPA per play went up, but it's pretty easy for your EPA to go up when you were at like negative EPA at some point. But nevertheless, Chiefs do get the win. 22-9 in a game that did feel like it was a 2-possession game. Chiefs had it in control at the end of the game. It was never. Matt, did you ever feel like this game was in doubt?
Not in the second half.
Yeah.
In the first half, look, I honestly, man, I think the play of the whole game was started off by the worst rep I've ever seen in my life. And Mahomes tackling that guy and stripping the ball out of his hands. Because I got to tell you, the way they were playing offense, if he scoops that thing in and runs it in the end zone, I don't know, man.
It was a tie game at that point, right? Was it 6-6 at that point?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like if that happens, I'm not going to say they would have lost, like, they have no margin for error with this offense right now.
Yeah, no, right.
And Mahomes, I thought the two best plays Mahomes made all night was that and the 52-yard pass interference call with Brown. We scrambled around. I mean, Mahomes' QBR in this game was under 50. It was 49.6, which I don't know that I totally agree with that, but okay. Do you take a guess, unless you've already seen it, Russell Wilson's QBR in this game?
Oh, dude, he was so bad.
Anyone who's unaware, there's a 0 to 100 scale. 50 is dead average. So they basically said Mahomes had an average game. It's okay. I thought a little bit higher, but okay, fine. Like two of the other week had like a 2.3, which is hilarious. Like it's almost impossible to have like below like a 30. What do you think Russ's was for this game? I'll remind the audience: 18 of 32 for $160 with 2 picks.
I think the 2 picks might weigh it down quite a bit there. I'm gonna say like 18.3.
Now, how do you feel about 6.5?
I thought 18 was low. I was like, man, I feel like I'm being low.
It a 43.8 quarterback rating.
Oh,
which that number can go up to 158.3.
Right.
So, he was awful. I know this is most everybody here to listen about the Chiefs. I'm sure nobody's tuning in for the Giants postgame show. Look, I got to tell you, Russell Wilson is so bad.
He's really bad.
Bro, start anybody else. Like Brian Dable after the game was asked about the booing. He's like, hell, I'd boo too. It's like, okay, well, then you should probably be fired then. I agree with you, but like, put in Jameis Winston. I don't care. Yeah. Put in anyone else. Like, I was watching the game with my father. I said, the Chiefs, I don't know what Jackson Dart's going to be. I have no idea. It might be great. It might be terrible. Who knows? No matter what, I can promise you this. They're lucky they saw Russell Wilson. Because at least Dart's athletic. Right. Like he can do something. Bro, Russell Wilson. Oh, my God. Like, he's running around the edge. He can't move. He's running with 4 minutes left on 3rd and goal. They ran like a quarterback draw. He got killed. I have no idea what he's doing. And then on 4th down, he just threw it away and hit the goalpost.
That was crazy.
I'm like, holy hell, man. Throw it anywhere. Throw it in the middle. Throw it straight up in the air. I don't care. I do anything. That is just a woof. But, yeah, listen, I mean, I actually think the Chiefs defense, to their credit, played really well in the game.
Yeah.
Neighbors did nothing. Neighbors had 13 yards. Look, I think the positives to build off this game is the Chiefs' defense played really well for a second straight week.
Mm-hmm.
The secondary has been fantastic 2 straight weeks. After looking awful against the Chargers, they've played really well. Also, look, I know he had 2 penalties. He's got to clean it up. Noah Williams hits like a linebacker. I don't know what's going on.
Little Jerry Sneed fit. Like, there's a little Jerry Sneed there, I think.
That's a good cap. I like that. Yeah, I mean, he crushes people, man. Like, I like him. He's playing well. They're mixing in Norman Lott and Gelati now. That's a positive. Cook sounds like he's all right, so that's good. But they play their secondary last 2 weeks has played really well. The pass rush, I thought tonight, no, it's not a great line, but neither is the Chargers line. She's going to do crap against them. I thought it was better tonight. Karlaftis, to his credit, had a monster game. I mean, when you have 10 tackles, a sack, and 4 quarterback hits and 3 tackles for loss, that's pretty damn good night. So, look, and Chris Jones was everywhere. So I thought defensively they played great. Offensively, we all saw the first half of that game. And it wasn't great. And the second half was better, but let's be real. I mean, they got a long way to go offensively.
They do. And look, I know the people in the comments already are going to be saying, like, oh, they don't have their top 2 wide receivers. I don't know how many more weeks we keep saying that. We know that.
All understand that.
But they still have to win football games without their top 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, and also, come on, man. Like, I get it. Like, no one would argue that missing their top 2 receivers is like something like it's inconsequential. Like, yes,
right, yeah,
obviously it matters. Okay, like no one's arguing that it doesn't matter, but they still play football games, and you can't just go out there and be like, well, that's it then. Can't get anybody open. Can't do shit. I don't know. Like, that's not the way the sport works.
Right.
You have to go out there and scheme some guys open. And my argument would be that through 2 games, especially, and really 2.5 games, the Chiefs just refuse to play differently. Now, tonight they got more under center than they have, but they still probably didn't do it enough. Brashard Smith will go out there and have an 8-yard run, and then they're like, all right, enough for him. And you're like, he passed away after that run? Like, put it back out there. Remigio, every time he touches the ball, something good happens, but they can't seemingly find time for him. Like, I don't know why. Now, look, the positive side is Tyquan Thornton's actually becoming like a real thing for the Chiefs.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like a real legitimate, like Mahomes trusts him. He throws the ball to him. Thornton's open concept. I mean, honestly, if Mahomes had made a better throw on that 1 3rd and 1 to him, he's still running.
Yep.
Like the guy's like 150 yards tonight if Mahomes hits him with that thing. So look, he's played really well. I think Juju, to be fair to him, is giving you about all you could possibly ask of Juju.
Yeah.
Like Brown has been borderline invisible after the first game. The last 2 games, he's been nowhere. And look, they're going to have an internal, uncomfortable conversation about Kelce. Because I would argue through 3 weeks, Kelce has been more of a negative than a positive. And I'm not saying, look, he's Travis Kelce. You're not benching him. You're not releasing Travis. I'm no one saying that. But what I would say is, like, when they get Worthy back, which could be next Sunday against the Ravens, and they get Rice back, like, Travis Kelce cannot be option 1 or option 2. And I got to tell you, man, if Thornton keeps playing the way he's playing, I mean, I'm not saying Tyquan Thornton's better than Travis Kelce, but, like, he might be a better overall weapon to them.
Oh, yeah.
In Kelce, like, I just, you could make a real argument. Kelce's like the 5th or 6th best receiving weapon on the field right now for them. And that's including Rice and Worthy. And look, he's like 36. It's going to happen. Right. Okay. Like, look, the guy is a first ballot finish, one of the greatest Chiefs of all time. And I'm not, look, he's still immensely valuable to them on 3rd down, red zone stuff. But you do have to start to consider, like, if he doesn't actively help you, then you're going to play him 80% of snaps?
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, you've got to, like, now, of course, look, do I expect him to have that conversation? No, because we saw Jawan Taylor take another penalty today, which was just awesome. And then just get roasted to death by Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns. But hey, don't worry about it. He's never coming out of the game. Ever. Jalen Moore at this point, like, has anyone seen Jalen Moore? Are we sure he's not like Leavenworth or something? The Chiefs just dropped him off on the way to the airport. Like, oh, yeah, he's going. Like, what the hell did Jalen Moore do to anybody? If
he might suck.
You're just sitting on the sideline like, bro, I'm better than that. I mean, holy hell, put me in.
Matt, the only logical explanation I can think is maybe Jalen Moore sucks. That's the only thing that makes sense. Why, if he didn't suck, why is Jawan Taylor still in the game? There's no reason. There's legitimately no reason for Jawan Taylor to still be in a football game other than the backup sucks. In my head, at least. I understand. Like, I'm wildly frustrated with it too. And NBC having the graphic ready to fucking go about him lining off offsides was insane. By the way, they just said, "Oh, Jawan Taylor's here." I remember us creating that monster of all those penalties. Let's go ahead and have that graphic ready. They threw that sucker up at it quick. The only logical thing that makes sense to me is maybe Jalen Moore sucks. And, like, I don't think that's true, though. Like, that's the thing, is I don't think that's true. It's so baffling to me why they continue to trot him out there. I understand it might have been a bad matchup for Jalen Moore. It was a bad matchup for fucking any offensive lineman, right? Kayvon Thibodeau, dog. I mean, Brian Burns is a dog. They got a bunch of dogs over there. It's a bad matchup for anybody, but holy hell, man. He was bad. He was bad.
I'm really to the point. I don't even care if he's bad. Like, if he's not just drawing penalties left and right on himself.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to scare anybody. I hope everybody's sitting down. If you're driving, maybe pull over for this take. Jawan Taylor also is not good.
Oh,
it's not like he's Anthony Munoz over there getting a holding call once again. Like, if that was going on, like, all right, cool. You know, if Willie Rofe took a penalty a game, all right, he's not good. They were literally doing isolation shots on NBC of him just getting destroyed instantly. One snap, he got bull rushed off his feet. Then there was another snap. I think it was Thibodeau's went right around him, like just instantly went by him. I mean, look, man. This is year 7. Like Josh Simmons, I thought in the first half had a couple of rough snaps, played much better as the game went on.
Yeah, his first half.
He's a rookie in his 3rd game. Like Brian Burns is going to baptize his ass once in a while. It's just going to happen. I don't care who. First of all, Brian Burns is going to baptize really good players who are 10 years in a lot. Like that's part of the sport. I can live with that. But when you're in year 7 and you're getting smoked by one guy after the next, and oh, by the way, here's a killer penalty. And his penalty tonight wasn't a physical thing. I can live with the occasional, hey, look, man, I got beat, and my guy's about to decleat Pat, and I just got to tackle him. Like, I get that. I don't think anybody would not understand that regarding, hey, you take that penalty.
Yeah.
Why did they have early in the game when they were driving and they could have made it 10-0? Mahomes got them into the red zone on a scramble on 3rd down that comes back, not because of a hold, not because of illegal hands to the face where he's blocking a guy and his hand slips up. Okay, it happens. Nope, because he still doesn't know how to line up. 7 years into his NFL career, still has no clue how to line up alongside the right guard. I mean, at some point, buddy, look to your left. If you look down the line and you don't see Creed Humphrey's belt, move up. This is not right. It's not like it's a guessing game of like, am I close enough? Like, I don't know. Like, buddy, your head has to break the plane of Creed Humphrey's belt. That's what it needs to do. And if you look down the line and you're looking over at Pat, you're not far enough up, man. You got to move up. Like, and that's the kind of stuff. Like Nagy actually was yelling at them after that. Like maybe that was part of it. But it's like, man, how much of this shit are you going to take for your final? Just like, you know what? Sit down.
Yeah.
I'm done watching this. It's like if a guy fumbled 15 times a year, right? Like, what do you at some point just be like, you know what, bro? Like, stop doing it. Like,
they vanished Carson Steele.
Who doesn't fumble. Like, they just never stop with the guy.
Right. And they do it with they do it with fumbles. Carson Steele does nowhere to be found, because he fumbled the ball a couple times. Nope, you're not touching the ball anymore. But this weird long leash with Jawan Taylor and these penalties is very. I know they're paying him a lot of money, right? Which also probably plays into it a little bit. But they have depth now. They have actual guys that they seemingly trust to put in there. It's confusing. It's confounding. And next week you think, I mean, I don't know really, because honestly, also at the end of the game, we didn't really get any answers on that. Kingsley and Simmons weren't in the game for like the last 6 snaps of the game. I don't know if you noticed that, Matt, but they weren't in the game. Apparently nothing injury wise, but I don't know why that was the case. But I don't know what they're doing on the offensive front. Maybe they're just hoping it all works out, but that seems like a foolish errand at this point. As I'm looking at Jawan Taylor's penalties that he's had this year, he's had holding. He had 4 penalties in the first game, right? He had 2 holdings and 2 false starts. He had 2 holdings against Philadelphia, and he had this illegal formation tonight against the New York Giants. A total of 45 yards he's costed the Kansas City offense. I mean, that seems like it would be enough to pull the plug on.
Like you brought up, like Carson Steele, right? That's who I was thinking of with the fumbles. Like he fumbled twice? Like, all right, get off.
I think it was twice, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jawan Taylor, like I get you're paying him $20 million. Guess what? You're paying Jalen Moore 15.
No,
I don't really care that you're paying him $20 million. Also, by the way, you're cutting that this year, so it's not like you got to keep him happy. Like, yeah, he's gone anyway. Who cares? Get rid of him. It's just, well, look, I don't want to harp on that forever because they won the game.
They did.
But yeah, that is just. I mean, at some point, like, is this a joke? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Look, defensively, I thought they stole the show in a way that they had to because the offense couldn't be bothered to play football until the third quarter. The Chiefs got the first turnovers of the year. Christian Roland Wallace made a really nice play on the old moon ball.
Helps that Russ underthrew both of them dramatically.
The pick, and like again, I like Collins. It was the strongest night. At one point during the second pick, or actually on the replay of the second pick, where Watson picks him off, and it's a throw into the corner of Neighbors. He's like, yeah, you can't get mad at Russ there. He's got to throw that ball. It's like, I got to tell you, there's nowhere to throw the ball. Like, Watson was all over.
Yeah.
And even if he throws it perfectly, it's going out of bounds. It's getting tipped away. Like, There's no world Malik Neighbors is catching this ball for a touchdown. Yeah, I can blame him for. I know Collinsworth meant like it's 1-on-1, it's Neighbors, but like
yeah,
it was perfect coverage. Like you don't throw that ball, you just don't. By the way, Jalen Watson has been awesome.
He's played really well since we started to question him.
Yeah, he's been awesome. Tell you one guy, I actually got to be fair to him. Didn't see him once all night in a bad way. Jamari Connor.
That is true. That's a good point.
Jamari Connor. I thought the safeties all played well. There wasn't any one play I was like, oh my God, you got to make that play. Noel Williams, again, couple penalties. You got to clean that up.
Yep.
I love that kid plays physical like he does.
Yeah.
That guy, look, man, he hit Scattlebow in the next month on that sideline route. I mean, he killed him, man. And then what was it, the other one? He hit Neighbors, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
Just crushed him. Like, that is I'm a big believer defensively. Like, you got to have guys who set the tone on defense. You just do. Oh, yeah. You know, like, everybody always argued about, like, whether Frank Clark was worth the money. And, like, I understand from a statistical standpoint, he wasn't. That dude was the ultimate tone setter. That guy, first of all, he was a good player. Mm-hmm. But, man, he was just, Tyrann Mathieu, when they first got there, like, they changed the tone of that defense. Noel Williams is the kind of guy, the way he hits out of the secondary, that's a tone-setting type of, like, that guy. Because, look, if you're a player on defense and you see your corner hit somebody like that, you want to hit somebody like that, you know? So, also, shout out to Leo Chanel. I thought, he had 4 tackles in the game. I thought he played really well. It's all over the field. He just missed a sack of Russ. There were a couple times they had, like they tackled him like a yard downfield.
Uh-huh.
I think the defense is playing really well. And when they play Baltimore on Sunday, they'll have a shot to win because of the defense. But it's going to come down to like this offense. Maybe they get Worthy back. If they do, that obviously changes things. But man, the offense, like, you got to figure out something here.
Yep.
You've got it. And I felt like they had some stuff with the jet sweeps with Smith and with Remigio. Look, I know you can't live off of jet sweeps. I get it. Run a few of them. Like, try to go outside. Pacheco ran well to the outside in this game a few times. Like, you've got to try to do that, And like, if Matabike doesn't play next week, if you feel like you can, get a double team inside, run it at him. Like, you've got to be able to do that a little bit. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I thought at least the Chiefs in this game, they played better offensively in the second half. And I thought the defense played. I mean, hell, I don't care who you're playing. The Giants scored 37 points last week.
Right. Yeah.
Held them to 9. Okay. And you hold Malik Neighbors to 13 yards. That's a hell of a job. And they did that.
I think so. I got one more thought on this Chiefs game. It's kind of like a bigger picture thought, Matt, but we got to take a break. And first I got to call all Chiefs fans because you could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pregame coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to take a break. Matt, I'll give you my big picture thought about the Chiefs coming up right after this. Chiefs.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
Just a short drive from Kansas City. Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
What's up, guys? I'm BJ Kissel, founder and CEO of KC Sports Network, and I'm here to talk to Kansas City businesses. If you rely on technology, you need an IT support team that's not just another vendor, but a true IT partner. That's why I want to introduce you to my friend and neighbor, KJ Miller. He is a VCIO at ThrottleNet, the Midwest's highest rated and most reviewed IT support company. They've been in business for more than 25 years, helping companies stay secure, productive, and ahead of the curve. They aren't just IT support, but they provide data security, IT strategy, and cloud software services. They do it all, and their reviews show they do it better than anyone else. So if you want to hear about how ThrottleNet can help your local business, join the conversation with myself, KJ Miller from ThrottleNet, and our resident genius from KC Sports Network when it comes to IT, at least as he's affectionately known by us, Mr. Craig Stout. Click the link in the description to hear how ThrottleNet can help you.
Matt, during that weird sequence of red zone, goal line plays where Russell Wilson just threw the ball out of bounds 4 times, I'm not good. As if we haven't mentioned enough, Russ did not play well. I had a moment of maybe perspective get gleaned on my shining eyes as I'm watching the Sunday Night Football game in the basement here. As they pan to the crowd, as NBC does, they do the cutaways to the Giants fans that are sitting in the crowd, just all life drained from their face, completely looking dejected, watching their quarterback just throw it away 4 straight times in the goal line. And I thought, you know what? As Chiefs fans, we've had a pretty tough 2 weeks, right? It hasn't been pretty. Yeah. It hasn't looked good. The Chiefs didn't necessarily play great today, but it could be worse. But it could be a lot worse. And that was one of the things where I was just like, yeah, I know that, like, as Chiefs fans, we're upset about how this team looks. We're upset about how they played against the Giants team they probably should have won by 50 against. But boy, howdy, could it be worse.
Yeah. It could be epically worse. Mm-hmm. I'm from New York, okay? All my friends are Giants and Jets fans.
It's tough.
They have not seen meaningful football for the most part in the last 12 years.
The Sanchez probably is the last time that they had. Yeah,
that's the last time the Jets made the playoffs.
Right,
and
that's insane.
The Giants have made it once post Eli Manning.
Like, was it Daniel Jones year? Yeah, the boat. Right. No, that was after the boat, right?
Yeah, it was after the boat. Odell, shout out,
Odell.
Yeah, a different boat than the Fred Smoot boat. Look that up.
Yes, that's very different.
Maybe don't look that up. I'm trying on a work computer. Home computer. Look that up on the old personal
incognito browser only.
Fred Smoot boat. That'll send you down a wormhole that you don't even believe is true, but it is. Unbelievable. Don't let the Vikings ever near a boat. Anyhow, so it's an amazing time. Yeah, look. Russell Wilson is the most uninspiring quarterback in the NFL. Like, there are worse quarterbacks, you think? Maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, Tua. But, like,
Tua's bad.
It's so just, like, soul-sucking watching him play quarterback. If you're a fan of that team, like, oh, my God, man, do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Do anything. Can't throw between the numbers, doesn't challenge you down the field. He's just like, I don't know, moonball 3 times a game, see what happens. Like, and then, like, I love he gets called for intentional grounding, which the second he threw that pass was like, that's definitely intentional. He's in the pocket.
Right.
And that ball's up the tunnel. And, like, Collinsworth's like, well, I guess you can't throw the ball in the first row anymore. I'm thinking to myself, like, have you ever been able to? Like, when you're in the pocket, like, has there ever been a scenario where you just rifle the ball into the like, upper deck of the stadium?
You like took a 3-step drop and was like
running backwards in the area, like what?
He hit the back.
The best part of that broadcast was I've had the pleasure of meeting Mike Tirico a couple times. I mean, by no means like a way more than just like, hey, how you doing, whatever. Super nice guy. Couldn't be nicer. Always courteous. You could hear Mike Tirico getting like audibly frustrated with that game as it was going on. It was just so bad. And then Russ hit the crossbar with a 4th and goal pass. And I forget exactly what Tirico said, but he just kind of sighed and was like, okay. Like, he was just disgusted by it. Like, It was just, he was like, oh, you could tell like he was just offended by the entire operation. But yeah, listen, I mean, there was a lot to be offended by today in the NFL. First of all, the 1 o'clock window was insane.
It was nuts, dude.
Absolutely nuts. Nobody can block for a field goal anymore.
Oh.
The Bengals, they're not good. Neither of the Raiders. Also, the Packers lost to the Browns.
Yeah.
Blowing a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Seattle hung 44 on the Saints. That was in the late window.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams blew a 26-7 lead, which was really exciting. Carolina shut out Atlanta 30-0. Not that Atlanta's great, but like what?
Yeah.
The Pats dominated the game against the Steelers, but fumbled 4 times. The Steelers had 203 yards and won the game because they had a 5-1 advantage in takeaways.
Right.
Look, hot take here for a 2-1 team. The Steelers suck.
Oh, yeah.
They're not good. Like, they're not good, and like they might even be 4-1 because their next 2 games are like a game in Dublin against Minnesota, and then they play the Browns at home.
Uh-huh.
They're not good, man. Like, this feels like the classic Tomlin, like 9-8, like, made the playoffs and then just murdered in the first round. Just like absolutely like just beat like 37-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a different quarterback. But yeah, they're not good. The Colts beat the crap out of Tennessee. By the way,
did you see his pick six? Did you see Cam Ward's pick six that he threw?
Yeah, I did.
That's brutal.
It was not good.
Will Levis levels of pick six.
The only thing we didn't get was the surrender cobra at 11.
To his knee. That was so
part about
funny.
that is he falls to his knees before it's even caught. Like he knew as he it was just like, oh shit. And then just going the other way. Oh my God. That game, for anyone who's unaware of what we're talking, it was week 1 against the Bears last year. And the Bears had like 50 yards of offense and won because Will Levis just single-handedly gave it to Chicago.
Gave it to him, yeah.
Although it's like a throw where he's being like spun around and thrown to the ground, and he just like wails it, and then like he has the presence to be on his feet and see it, and he just drops to his knees and does like one of these. Oh God. Just going the other way. It's unbelievable. Yeah, but Cam Ward matched it today just without the surrender cobra.
Yeah. Bad.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something, right? Like we're 3 weeks in. I'm ready to have a few takes here.
We're putting teams to bed. Hang on. Are we putting teams to bed?
We could. I'm ready to put myself to bed, frankly.
Yeah, fair enough. You give us sorry to interrupt.
The week.
Okay, that's good.
But
Good.
Couple takes. The Steelers are not good.
Yep.
Like they might make the playoffs. They might go 9-8 or something because they're not good.
Yeah.
This is not any kind of a real take here, but the Bengals without Burrow, forget it. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I don't care if it's a 2-1. They're terrible. The Broncos are the exact same team they were a year ago. Just no offense at all.
Yeah.
Got to sack the quarterback like 8 times a game to win. Like they're going to be right around 500. They're going to win like 8 or 9 games. I'm comfortable in that. I've already seen people in the Broncos media world being like, well, they lost because of a leverage penalty. And I feel it's like, bro, you almost lost to the Titans at home. Like, let's stop. Like, let's stop, please. Like, they're not. I've watched Denver this year. They're not good. I think Cleveland sucks to the point offensively they're going to win like 4 games. Cleveland defensively is as good as anybody in football. Okay, that team defensively is a wagon. Man,
True.
they can play defense. So can Houston, but also no offense.
Yeah.
Like, I watched some of that. Jacksonville wasn't even that good, but Houston was just so bad that it was like, all right, I guess we're going to win this game. I think the Colts are going to win that division. And I don't even know that I think the Colts are good.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. They're 3-0. People, Danny, look, like, there's the other point of this. Like, they've beaten the Dolphins and the Titans. And, like, they're a leverage penalty away from being 2-1.
Right.
You know, like I think they're, like, competent, but I don't know that I think they're good. Like, the biggest overall take I have right now in the AFC, the Bills are good. The Ravens are good. If the Chiefs get healthy and get their head out of their ass, I still think they're good. I don't know. Like, the Chargers might be good.
Yeah.
They're good defensively. I have no idea what to make of that team offense. Najee Harris, I feel bad for him. Like, his Achilles exploded. That sucks. He's out for the year. I don't like, but like, I gotta be fair. Do I see the Chargers like winning like multiple playoff games? I don't know. Like, probably not. Like, I still think this conference in the end is going to be Baltimore, Buffalo, and Kansas City. Like, I still feel that way, even though they're 1-2. I think I'd feel that way even if the Chiefs were 10-7 and like the 5 seed.
Yeah,
I'd be like, yeah, all right, that's nice. Like, they're all going to be in the divisional round, and who knows? But like, even like the other two teams, like Buffalo has not been like utterly dominant. I know Mike Greenberg thinks Josh Allen's the greatest quarterback of all time, which part Scott almost threw himself out of the fake window behind him.
right. Should have.
Like, they needed a fourth quarter miracle to beat Baltimore, and then Allen was atrocious against the Jets, but the Jets, it didn't matter.
Yes.
And then he didn't throw a pass over 8 yards in the air against the Dolphins. And they were like in legitimate jeopardy of losing that game. And Zach Sealer just plowed through the punter.
Yeah, right.
Like, if he doesn't do that, there's a real world where Miami wins that game in Buffalo. Like, and then the Ravens lost the game to Buffalo and looked like crap for 3 quarters against Cleveland. Like, look, there's a very real chance that like the Ravens are 1-2 coming to Arrowhead, and it's just an absolute desperation free for all at Arrowhead on Sunday afternoon. Like, yeah, it feels like we know everything and nothing about the AFC 3 weeks in.
I think that's a really good point too. Obviously, Baltimore playing Monday night against the Detroit Lions. It should be a good one. I'm excited to watch that one.
Yes,
but you're right about the Bills. The Bills are very much like the Eagles to me this year. And the Eagles kind of feel like the Eagles give me 2024 Chiefs vibes, where they keep winning these games that they really absolutely have no business winning. And so it's going to be a little bit of like, they're going to be like, oh, they're 3-0 heading into this, but like they're 3 games that they probably should have lost. And they got the same vibes kind of as that 2020, yes. Even especially with like the heat that they have on the tush push right now too, a little bit like it's very similar vibes wise. I know we were talking AFC, but like that's what really stuck out to me, because that was the game that I had on the big TV that I was watching off to the side, because in my area, I think the same thing for you when I was looking at the broadcast maps. The other game on CBS was the Bengals and the Vikings, and I wasn't watching that on the big screen.
Dude, the Bengals, like,
that was bad.
I saw like a handful of people like, I think Jake Browning, they'll be here. It's like, no, they won't be.
He's so bad, I started calling him Jack Browning. Shout out Jordan Foot for that one. And I thought it was so funny, because Jack Browning, he doesn't deserve to be called his government name.
He's bad, man.
He's not good.
He's bad. They're bad.
Do you know, Bengals fans thought they had like a legit shot with like Jake Browning coming in. They're like, oh yeah, no, we can still make the playoffs.
That team's going like 5-12. They're not good. Like,
yeah, I feel like
that's kind of the overarching thought I have about the AFC right now. And I said it earlier, but I'll put it in a different way that maybe makes a little more sense or gives more clarity. I understand anybody who's really concerned about the Chiefs, because, like, listen, you have a right to be.
Yeah.
They are rancid offensively, and I get it. Like, they're getting guys back, and that could change things. Mm-hmm. And they're also, look, let's not also lose sight of the fact they're the Kansas City Chiefs. They could get healthy and beat the daylights out of like 10 straight teams. I mean, that is not off the board here.
Yeah.
Like, they could even be 2-4 after 6 games and then go like 10-1 the rest of the way. And nobody would bat an eye. They went 15-1 last year with no offense. Like, yes. They could do it. Okay. But when you look at the AFC right now, like, who's making the playoffs in this conference? I mean, you got the AFC East, it's Buffalo, and it's nobody else.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The AFC North is Baltimore and like maybe Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
The Bengals and Browns aren't doing it.
Nope.
In the AFC South,
Colts.
I guess.
Yeah, someone has to.
Right? So let's say it's the Colts. It's not going to be the Titans. Okay? It is not going to be them. Which, actually, put a pin in them for a second.
Okay.
It's not going to be the Texans, I don't think, unless they figure out their offense magically. Maybe Jacksonville? So let's live in a world where the maybes get in. So now that's 5 teams. You're going to tell me the Chiefs are the top 2 team in the AFC West? Did you see the Raiders against Marcus Mariota today?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Mariota looked like Randall Cunningham in that game. I mean, it was unbelievable. They're running all over the place. And then the Broncos, like, again, Bo Nix, before he had a wide open coverage break to Sutton, threw like 50 yards in the first half. He was off. Like,
Great point.
I mean, they're the same team they were a year ago. They can't score a point. They got to constantly win. I mean, look, man, they're going to win like 9 games. Like, if Kansas City wins 10 games, they're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're going to get in the playoffs in this conference. And if they get in the playoffs, look, the funniest possible outcome for this team is they get in as a 7 seed, but they get healthy, and they go to Baltimore in the wild card round and just smoke them. And then go to Buffalo. And if they were to do that, everyone in Buffalo watching the Baltimore games, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And just boom, 45 straight on their dome. And then they just go beat the Chargers. Yeah. Like, there's no funnier outcome than them winning those 2 games on the road. And then they have a home game at SoFi for the AFC title game. And they just roll them. And it's like, oh, hey, back in the Super Bowl again. But Tennessee, real quick.
Yeah.
I had an editor a long time ago say to me, write whatever you think, as long as you can back it up with some like facts, because most coaches are PE teachers. And I got to tell you, Brian Callahan, maybe not qualified to be a PE teacher. Did you see any of that game, like other than the Cam Ward pick 6?
I did not. I just saw the Cam Ward pick 6.
It is like the malpractice that goes on with it. So they're down 17-6 with, I think it was about 5 minutes to go, but give or take a minute.
Yeah.
They're at, I just do the math here quick in my head. They were at Indianapolis's 46-yard line.
Okay.
4th, and I think it was like 8.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to go for it, fine. But like, you can punt, you can pin him.
Mm-hmm.
He tries a 64-yard field goal attempt. It's 17-6 in the second quarter. Like, goes, shockingly, doesn't make it.
Right,
okay?
yeah.
Joey Sly didn't hit a 64-yarder. Then it was stunning to the mass.
Set an NFL record, yeah.
So then Indianapolis gets the ball, drive down. They actually miss a field goal. Spencer Schrader, unfortunate. Right?
Yeah.
They get the ball back. They come down the field. This is where I'm out on Brian Callahan. So it's 4th and a yard with like a minute to go. But they had 2 timeouts. So you're like, all right, look.
Yeah.
4th and a yard from the 39, from the Indianapolis 39.
Okay.
2 timeouts in a minute. So like, all right, you're at 17-6. Like, you probably ought to go for this. Try to pick this up. Like, keep chains moving. He elects to kick a 58-yard field goal. But here's the best part. Or 57-yard field goal. 57. Here's the best part. They get called for delay of game.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay? And they're not even close. Like, they're not even set up as, like, a zeros. You'd think, like, he would have called one of his 2 timeouts.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing. They then proceed to kick the 62-yard field goal wide left. I mean, like, what are you doing? Is anyone alive on the sideline?
Yeah.
And this is on the heels of in week 1, which we talked about, where he wasn't aware of the rules that an elbow inbounds was 2 feet.
Right, yeah.
Like, is he all right? Does he know the rules of the sport? Like, I got to tell you, man, it's time to go. We're 20 games in. It's over. Like, this guy cannot coach an NFL team. I'm sorry. And it's not even about their record. Like, look, they suck. I'm not even saying the guy should be out there winning a bunch of games, but buddy, man, like, you've got to be able to coach basic football.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a moron. I could stand on the sideline and look at the play clock running down and be, excuse me, Mr. Official, timeout. Like, brutal. So yeah, I'm all the way out. I'm all the way out on him, and I'm out on the Cowboys defense, which made the Bears look like a competent football team. Woof.
I We have to put it. I've got a lot to say about the Cowboys and the Bears at the same time, but before we got to take one more break. But I've got to burn one of my timeouts here. My last timeout I'm going to burn. I'm gonna take a page out of the book. But I got a text from a buddy during the Colts game. This is my buddy who's a Colts fan. He texted me and he said, the amount of times that the Titans have done something and the announcers have said, I'm not sure what they're doing, has been astounding. And now you saying all that makes a whole lot of sense, because I wasn't watching that game, right? Like I didn't have I don't have Sunday tickets, so like I didn't have it on.
God. It was so bad, to the point that you really were like, this is malpractice.
Yeah,
this is unbelievable how bad.
Check his FanDuel account or something, DraftKings account.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, taking the under in this game, like what's going on? And then like on top of that, I'm thinking about Mike Borgonzi, former Chiefs office hand, GM now the Titans. Mm-hmm. If I'm Mike Borgonzi, I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, I didn't hire this guy.
Right.
I'm gonna fire him. Right? Like, it's in my hire. That's why I never understand why these teams do this to GMs. Like, why are you bringing in Borgonzi and handcuffing him to this guy? Like,
right, yeah.
Look, I get it. You don't want to one and done guys, because then people in the league start talking about here unstable, blah, blah, as an organization. Bro, he's terrible. Fire him. Like, just move off of it. Move on. Because now the problem is, now if you're Borgonzi or you're Cam Ward, now you got a second guy in your second year, and you're going through a whole transition again.
It's the Bears cycle.
Yeah, like, stop. Like, he's terrible. Like, honestly, 20 games in, more than enough. Him and McDaniel, fire them both, be done with it. It's fine. It's over with. Dable also probably not. He's not too far behind.
Probably not. All right, let's burn that last time out. We'll be back right after this to talk about the Chiefs the Cowboys and the Bears and some other things going on in the NFC. Chiefs.
What's up, everybody? Benny Heiss with KCSN, betting analyst for Kansas City Sports Network. And Missouri, get ready. The wait is almost over, because DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. And guess what? You can get started today, because new Missouri customers can get $300 in bonus bets once DraftKings Sportsbook launches on December 1st. You can download it now, place a $5 bet once they are live. Guys, DK Sportsbook brings everything you need to really elevate your game day. You got live in-game betting, super fast payouts, endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when they are live in Missouri, you're going to be betting with the Sportsbook app trusted by millions. It is safe, secure, fast money withdrawals. That's the place you want to play. So here's what you do. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code KCSN to grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when DraftKings Sportsbook goes live on December 1st. That is code KCSN in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Remember, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You must be 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after they're issued. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms are available at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Success in real estate takes more than vision. It takes the right financial partner. When someone takes something rundown and turns it into something great, that's called a comeback story, like Brain Group. They take distressed properties here in KC, completely rework them, and then turn them into valuable real estate. But that kind of work needs the right bank behind it. Enter Emprise Bank. They're not about cookie-cutter loans. They saw Brain Group's vision, backed them, and now they're making big moves in Kansas City real estate. Talk about your partner in possible. Emprise doesn't do one-size-fits-all financing. They invest in potential and back growth. Visit emprisebank.com/KC to learn more. Emprise Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Matt, the Cowboys defense sucks. It is bad because they made Russell Wilson look like a competent quarterback. It is bad because they made the Bears look like a competent football team. It is bad because they made this Eagles offense that hadn't really done anything outside of when they played them look good as well. The vibes cannot be high in Dallas.
I watched a lot of that game. Man,
gross.
I'm not taking anything away from Caleb Williams, because that'd be unfair. I thought Williams did exactly what he should have done. He found the open receivers, hit them, go with God. Bro, if for anyone who didn't see that game, when I say guys were open, I mean like pastures of space. Like, there were throws where, like, when he threw the ball and the camera went to the intended receiver, you're like, bro, there's no one in the picture open. Like, they hit him with a flea flicker. Guy Burton's wide over for a touchdown.
The flea flicker, too, the pitch back from Swift was the worst pitch back.
He's just getting hit as he did it. It's like up in the air. You know, like they still can't cover anybody.
Yeah.
There were a couple other plays down the red zone where he threw the ball in the middle. There's nobody even near. It's like, how do you have that bad of a breakdown in the red zone?
Right.
Like, what are you doing? I was 11 guys covering like 30 yards worth of space. Like, how are you this? Like, what? Man, it is. So Williams threw for 298. The Bears didn't run the ball, didn't have to.
Right.
The Cowboys were rough. Like,
right.
I love Joe Milton came in immediately threw an interception. Just really, like, yeah, they're not good. Like,
CD left the game with an injury too.
Who did?
CD.
Yes, he early with the ankle looked like. Oh my God, it's bad. It's bad. It's to the point where you look at them and go, yeah, they're gonna have to score 35 games to win because they can't stop anybody.
It looks like I'm Trevon Diggs and Kenny Clark also got hurt on the same defensive series in the third quarter. CeeDee Lamb, as I mentioned, was hurt.
Yep.
Solomon Thomas didn't necessarily have the best game. So, I mean, look, they have limited guys already. They did end up signing Jadeveon Clowney, right? That's what that ended up happening. So they do they do have some help for the defense, but Jadeveon Clowney's not fixing what they got. And also, what's really fun, next week, Micah Parsons is back, baby. Micah Parsons coming back on Sunday Night Football.
Got like 8 sacks in that game.
He has to, right? Do you think Micah Parsons is like, I'm playing every snap that game? This is coming off after a loss to the Browns as well for the Packers. So, like, I'm a highly motivated Packers team, which Packers team that when, you know, Matt, we were watching, it was like, my man, I mean, this is a damn good football team. Like, they look like that they could be the NFC front runner at this point, but then they run into the buzzsaw that is the Cleveland Browns.
That's the thing. Like right now, you look around the league. I said it with the AFC, but it really is true of the whole league. Who do you look at right now after 3 weeks? Like, man, they look great. The Packers were that team.
They were, yeah.
And then the Browns happened. No matter who wins on Monday night, they're 2-1. So you're not saying that about that team. You're going, oh, they're unstoppable. The Buccaneers are 3-0. They've won every single game on the last play of the game.
Right.
I mean, the Rams, you could have maybe said that until they blew a 26-7 lead. And, like, listen, I watched every play of that game. I know this is going to come off as like a haterish take, but it's honestly how I feel. The Eagles' offense is atrocious. I know they won because let's give them credit. They came back, Hurts threw 200 yards the second half of the game.
Sure.
The Rams did everything possible to lose that football game. 2 blocked field goals late. Early in the game, they had their foot on their throat and they could have buried him. And the Rams, for reasons I don't understand, got unbelievably conservative at times. Like, that's all right. Like, the Eagles do not instill fear in you, right? They just don't. They do not. I mean, how the Chiefs had a good shot to beat him if Kelce could have caught that ball.
Right.
You know, the Commanders, I mean, they've looked like nothing special. It's like right now, if I say who's playing the best in the NFC, I guess it's Philly, but like,
yeah,
you're not blown away by it. And the AFC,
them are the Bucks, yeah.
You know, if I said who's playing the best in the AFC, I think if you just went off just these 3 weeks, you'd probably say that the Colts or the Chargers. Now, like maybe you'd sit there and go, well, the Bills, you know, based on their history and the Bills are fortunate as hell they're not 1-2. Like I mean, one of those losses at home to Tua. Which, by the way, shout out to Tua for the most hilarious pick. Like, and I love, by the way, like, Ben Solak does great film work. Like, he tweets out this whole, like, 7-minute breakdown. It was really good. And then Kurt Warner just, like, immediately quote tweets and is like, Ben, I love that you do this, but, and then writes, like, 1,000 words. And my only question on that was, like, does anyone advise on Ryan Leaf? I hope so. But yeah, look, I mean, Tua, like the Bills were in real peril, and Tua was just like, awesome. Not even worried about throwing that ball to anybody other than Terrell Bernard. Right at boom, game's over now. I think Tua was worried about going overtime once, putting an end to it.
It's true. Probably too cold for him.
Yes, you get a little later on in the night.
Right. Yeah.
Someone's going chilly.
Yeah.
You got to wrap this up.
Razor's coming in,
Below 70. Next week. So here are the games that are involving AFC teams. Minnesota at Pittsburgh in Dublin.
Awesome.
Great game.
Yeah.
How do you feel about New Orleans at Buffalo?
What if, man? What if?
There'd be a lot of conversation.
Honestly, would that be the funniest result possible of any NFL game ever?
Yes. It's like when the Chiefs used to be like a 40-point-a-week juggernaut. Like they played the Jets and like 21-point favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got a lot of actually interconference games. Cleveland's at Detroit. They will lose that game.
Yes.
Carolina's at New England. We don't need to talk anymore about that.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers are at the Giants. That's going to be 4-0. Tennessee is at Houston in a real loser leaves town match, as Bill Simmons would say. Just a casserole of nonsense in the early window. It's going to be a race to 10.
Yeah.
Indy plays the Rams in LA.
Oh.
Jacksonville plays at the Niners.
Which they snuck out a win today somehow.
Yes. The Bears are at the Raiders, which is like quasi-intriguing.
Huh.
By the way, it's not an AFC game. Philadelphia at Tampa is going to be a real interesting game. Yeah. And then a Monday nighter that I hope you have plans because it's a double dip. How do you feel in the early window about Jets-Dolphins down in Miami?
It's a 2-weeker?
We're getting a doubleheader on Monday night.
Why?
How do you feel Jets-Fins at the Hard Rock? And the nightcap, Jake Browning at Bo Nix. And just an absolute, can you top this crap festival? An absolute, just staggering doubleheader by ESPN. So, yeah, that's what you're getting. But, the Chiefs, like, if they can beat Baltimore, of course, they obviously play 3:25 Central Time.
Yeah.
Indy could definitely lose. Jacksonville can definitely lose. The Raiders could absolutely lose. Like, Cincinnati and Denver, God only knows. Like, anybody can lose that game. Look, the Chargers are probably going to win. The Bills, it'd be hilarious, but I would imagine will win.
Would be fair.
Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Minnesota could definitely win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Cleveland's probably losing out to the match. But, like, and no matter what Baltimore does, if the Chiefs beat them, they're ahead of them.
Yeah.
So, like, in a very odd, crazy way, if the Chiefs beat the Ravens, like, there's a real chance you're sitting there at the end of week 4 and you're like, Chiefs are in a great spot. Great spot.
Of course.
Looking at the 2 seed. So, yeah, I mean, that's where you're at with week 4, just to whet the appetite a little bit.
What was the Thursday night game?
Oh, it's Arizona and Seattle.
Awesome.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to hear another word about Kyler Murray. Let's just...
Yeah. I mean, you scored... What was the score of that game?
They scored
16 to 15,
and they got a safety. Yes. Like he's terrible.
I knew that score. The Niners have no one playing football for them,
no,
and that's the funniest part. And they're
Kyler Murray threw for 159 yards and 4.5 yards per attempt.
The Niners are 3-0. I thought for sure they lost. They also played the Saints last week, right?
Yeah, they played. Yes, and they played the Seahawks in week 1.
Yeah.
Ricky Pearsall had 117 yards. Christian McCaffrey had 88 yards receiving, 52 on the ground.
How many touches?
Sky Moore had a catch.
Sky Moore also, I know we had to get into the podcast. Sky Moore also fair caught up the punt at the 5-yard line that led to the safety.
To be fair, that's more Dave Tobe. Dave Tobe's been teaching guys to do that in Kansas City for a decade. I remember when Carl Hardman caught one out like the 2. What was we can close on this. What was the play? Oh my God, I could see it. It was in New Orleans during the COVID year. So it was what, 2021?
Yeah.
And it was right before half. Like Demarcus Robinson fielded a punt at like the 1 yard line and then ran into the end zone and got just gobsmacked. I can't remember if it ended in a touchdown or a safety. It's one of the worst plays. It rivaled the Isaiah Pacheco rep from the safety.
It was a safety. DeMarcus Robinson forced fumble by Craig Robertson out of bounds in the end zone for a safety.
He like caught the ball inside the 3 yard line and then just started dancing and backpedaling and just ran himself right through the back of the end. And they won the game, so it didn't end up mattering, but
Right.
It was one of the worst plays I've ever seen.
Yeah, DeMarcus Robinson, he had the market cornered on catching the ball and running backwards for
Yes,
a while.
until tonight.
Right until tonight.
Although James didn't catch the ball.
Yeah, he just ran backwards. He didn't run the ball. Golly.
I would love for somebody to ask him, like, look, no shade, just like, what happened on that? Like, what were you doing?
Yeah.
Like, did you just get whatever, you chipped the guy and you lost like your equilibrium and like you just briefly like thought like that was like oh my God, I'm going to score.
Right.
So did she be thankful he didn't score? Like I don't what the hell? I don't. Anyway, they won 22-9, and they're in the win column.
Hey, win's a win. I know that we all started last week by saying like just win the football game, and they did. So beggars can't be choosers. Wasn't pretty, but we'll take it. That's going to do it for this Monday edition of That Football Show. It's 1 a.m. I just clicked over to another tab, and I have Will Levis memes on there, so I've got to go look at those. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll be back on Friday, previewing the Week 4 slate. Good slate of games up there, so we will we'll be chatting about that then. So for my Verderame, I'm Tucker Franklin. Thank you all for listening all the way to the very end of the show. As I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. 1 like equals 1 hilarious interception to be thrown by Will Levis again in this lifetime. That's going to do it for That Football Show. We'll talk to you guys on Friday.